Welcome to Smack Talk. I'm your host, Star.
I'm Madison.
I'm the other Jacob.
And I'm also the other Jacob.
And today we're going to be talking about the Nintendo Switch. So guys, the Nintendo Switch presentation happened, so we're going to talk about it. So first off, basically half of the presentation was talking about the hardware and showcasing it. So do you guys think they effectively showcased the hardware and the capabilities and basically what it is?
Yeah, I'd say they did. I'm going back to remembering the PS4 and the Xbox One reveals where they had a 3-hour song and dance routine with no console, no games. I think one had a controller to show off. So actually being able to see it being played on stage in the physical console there was a refreshing change of pace.
Yeah, I'm very half and half on that. On one hand, I like how they showed off the features and everything. First of all, seeing the actual system is really nice. Seeing what it can do with the whole HD rumble and everything. It is going to have motion control. That's neat. It has all the nifty bits that we like from Nintendo when they're not getting in the way. But the problem is we haven't really seen much specs. We know it's a 720p screen, but we don't really know much about its processing power or its GPU.
Actually, if it's anything like the PS4 and Xbox One, I think it's just going to have an all-in-one CPU and GPU combo.
Maybe.
There's also the only so much that it can do as far as a handheld console as for the specs that they use for the new 3DS.
Yeah, but there's some mobile consoles that are able to do HD. I mean, there's always the failed PS Vita.
A moment of silence for the fallen Vita.
Anyway, but you've seen the new, I think it was Alienware laptops that do the GTX 1080 and 1070 and their
$3,000 price tags.
Yeah, and also 2 seconds of battery life. But still, it's possible to put a high-end GPU into a system. Granted, that'd probably make it thick as a brick, but still, it's possible. I'm just interested in how this thing is going to be able to run. I know it can run Zelda at 900p on the dock, but I'm wondering how third party is going to be able to deal with it, because Nintendo always makes their systems look pretty.
I think the problem that most third-party games have with Nintendo isn't the console, it's the controls.
Yeah, generally.
Because remember, going from a 360 or a PS3 controller to a Wii remote and nunchuck is kind of awkward.
It's pretty bizarre. It's hard to get back into. I like the way they designed the controllers, though, with the whole half motion control, half
actual decent control.
Yeah, a little hybrid, and plus how the Joy-Cons can split into just two small controllers for multiplayer play is really cool to me.
Yeah. So, speaking solely from the hardware's perspective, they announced that the console itself is going to sell for $300. Do you guys think that, based on just the hardware alone, that it's worth the $300 price tag?
Yes.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, it's basically a tablet and a game system, and the only reason it's $300 is because they didn't want to pack in a game. Otherwise, it would have been up to $350. Yeah. So that's fine as far as I'm concerned.
I'm a bit sad that they didn't pack in 1-2 Switch or even have any bundles available at launch. What it seems, other than the complete bundle. But honestly,
$700.
Since this is a side console, it's really nice to see they're not going for a $400, $500 price tag and it's staying at the regular price of $300. I think that's a perfect price. That's only $50 more than the new 3DS, and I think around the same price they sold the Vita for.
Only if you got a 3G model.
Yeah.
A Wi-Fi model is much less.
I like the pricing, but I'm worried about how much they're going to price the online subscription service for. That might be a bit more dangerous.
It's probably going to be $60 for the year.
I'd bet 50.
Actually,
knowing their pricing, it'll probably be $80.
No, that's what the Pro Controller is, remember?
Yeah, we'll talk about that issue later.
So two things. I think the new 3DS when it was released was actually just $200, if I'm remembering correctly. I could be completely wrong. But the other thing is, the way I look at it is, you've basically got a tablet with all the power of at least the Wii U, but it's a dedicated game machine that you can take with you on the go and do all sorts of stuff and play for, at minimum, 3 hours on end.
I mean,
when I saw something like that, I'm like, this is going to be at least $350.
I mean, the NVIDIA Shield, they already know the NVIDIA Shield, and NVIDIA's working on it too. I think they're basing it off of the old the Shield architecture.
I thought the Shield was like you'd stream your game to it.
You could, but it also did have like a dedicated thing.
Oh, okay.
I know like Half-Life 2 came with it and that like ran well, but that's not saying much. That thing can run on an original Xbox.
13-year-old game on a jury-rigged engine they've been using since '96.
Hey, that's a good game. That's a decent engine.
So moving forward, they also talked about their software lineup, and they released kind of a basic chart of what they're planning to release over this next year. Do you think that the currently announced software lineup is strong?
You want to go first?
I think that they're doing it the right way, where they have a big title at launch, they have a big title at Christmas. The only problem is they don't really have much coming out in the interim. Like, it's going to have a strong start, and it's probably going to snowball from there as more games get announced at, like, a E3 or Gamescom. Till at Christmas, where, I think it's going to start doing gangbusters when Mario, what's it called? The new one comes out. Mario Takes Manhattan, I think.
Mario Odyssey.
I prefer Mario Takes Manhattan.
Mario 06.
Well, what's going to kill me about this console is the fact that it's another, like, Wii and Wii U kind of establishment. So they're probably going to come out with those, like, games that you buy for $20 but sell back for, like, $3 that are, like, the, like, Wii Fit or whatever, that are just so poorly made that they don't even, like, use the sensors of the remotes, like, to their fullest potential. And it's honestly just a waste of money. And I feel like the interim, that's what the games are going to be.
I just don't think it was a good lineup at launch. I think like what we've seen so far is promising. New Mario Kart sounds great.
It's the same Mario Kart. It's
well,
just,
new version of the same Mario Kart, yeah. But
I mean, they finally fixed battle mode.
New Mario Kart, same rage.
Yes.
Same rage since the SNES.
It might as well be the same Mario Kart. It's not like they differ much to me anyway. Whoopsie.
Mario Kart.
Yeah. With Mario Kart Splatoon 2, whatever Suit is going to be doing.
Probably No More Heroes 3.
Mario, Zelda. The problem is our launch lineup is terrible. Like, I'm willing to just say our launch lineup is really bad. Like, we have Zelda. Zelda's fantastic. I'm very glad.
Zelda is the, like, thing that Nintendo's been working off of for, like,
I mean,
it's going to be the
ever.
system
the
seller.
Wii launched with Twilight Princess, and that's their best selling console. So maybe
we had a decent lineup. Like, it had Zelda, it had, like, Wii Sports, which is a pack-in game. I'd really am a bit salty that 1-2 Switch isn't. The problem is we don't have a lot of launch games.
Yeah.
We have Zelda, 1-2 Switch, Skylanders,
Bomberman.
and Bomberman, which looks fun, but it's a downloadable game, isn't it?
I don't know.
Probably.
The problem is ARMS should have been a launch title, and so should have Mario Kart. I don't see why they weren't. Maybe it's just because they didn't want to rush development, but still.
Mario Kart comes out about a month later, though, so it's
Well,
still
Yeah,
launch.
but
I
it
would've-
feels like we should have gotten it at the beginning, so we would have had like an established multiplayer game. Like right
I
now,
would've-
we've only had single player experiences in 1-2 Switch, and Skylanders are only two like actual multiplayer games. We haven't really gotten a real like sit down with like your brother, sister, kid, whatever, and just play it with them.
So the way I kind of look at it, I think that overall the launch lineup is strong, or overall the planned lineup is strong. I think because they're releasing with Breath of the Wild, that's for the dedicated fans who are going to be buying this day one, because that's going to be a really big game. It's a huge open world Zelda experience. It's not going to be a short game that you can just complete in one sitting.
I mean,
but
they finally added voice acting after 30 plus years.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's going to be Bomberman, which people have been asking for a Bomberman. I've never really played personally. I do agree that 1-2 Switch should have been a pack-in game like Wii Sports, just so that everyone who bought the system would have something.
Yeah, to start
Es-
with.
Especially since like Wii Sports and 1-2 Switch are party games. You play them with a large group of people, which is part of the attraction of the Switch, is you've got this console you can take with you anywhere and just play with friends. That's even the attraction of 1-2 Switch, is you can play with anyone and it's not complicated.
The sad thing of it not being like a packing game is that, like, honestly, I think the idea of 1-2 Switch is kind of appealing. It's just a party game that you can just like bring people who don't play a lot of video games, people who do, they can just like have fun. It's a party game. But like they're trying to sell it as like a $50 purchase, I find it hard to like fork over that much money just to play like a game
Yeah.
that should have been packed in with the system as
That's-
is.
I wouldn't
It's
pay
not-
20 for it.
Yeah, that's
I-
not something worth buying.
I'll end up getting it because I've already got the Switch pretty much fully pre-ordered.
Honestly, I wouldn't with,
much
like
money,
with 1-2
Jacob?
Switch. I wouldn't even want it to be a physical game. I'd want it to just be something that's on board because it seems like a collection of mini games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, kind of moving on. So,
Yeah.
what game that hasn't been announced? What one game that hasn't been announced do you want to see on the Nintendo Switch?
Shin Megami Tensei 5. They teased some game in the series. I don't know what it is, but I want it. And since SMT 4 and 4 Apocalypse were both 3DS exclusives, I can see this one being a Switch exclusive.
Tokyo Mirage Sessions too. No.
It's Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE 2, scrub. Get it right.
I had that game for a week anyway.
Bought it off of
I
you.
think it would be really cool, even if it's not like a new game, for them to do a redevelopment of Pokken on the Switch. But just for
Yeah.
like the whole fact that Pokken, as it is right now, you need 2 systems, or just at least a controller and the Wii U pad in order to play it against another person. So the fact that the Switch is able to bring so many people together would make Pokken a lot more like, I don't know, community-based game.
I mean, I think Pokken was a port of an arcade game that wasn't even developed in-house by Nintendo. I
Yeah.
think it was done by the guys who did. Like, they actually farmed it
yeah.
out to the guys who make
Yeah,
Tekken.
Tekken.
The problem,
That's why it's
the
called
problem
Pokken.
with Pokken would be you'd have to have 2 Switches to do multiplayer.
Not necessarily. You could use like the Joy-Cons.
No, because
Use a little D-pad? Are
they
you
don't.
kidding me?
Try playing a fighting game with the Wiimote.
They
Get back to me
They
about
didn't-
that. Why don't
Hey,
you?
I
hold
was
on,
good at Street Fighter
but they
2.
didn't do split screen in Pokken,
Yeah.
You're right.
and I think it would actually break the system if they did split screen.
Yeah.
But
They could do it like Naruto Ninja Storm 4 style.
anyway, the game I personally want to see Nintendo bring to the Switch is an F-Zero game. We haven't gotten one since the GameCube and the Game Boy Advance. It skipped the Wii, it skipped the 3DS, it skipped the DS, it skipped the Wii U, and people have been asking for it, but they won't make it. They've got Mario Kart, but what we want from F-Zero is not just another racing game, we want that hardcore kind of racing game that F-Zero has brought. Mario Kart is a casual racing game, but
Tell it's a
F-Zero...
Rainbow Road.
Which one?
F-Zero
Yes.
is a racing game that gets your heart pounding. I played the N64 one, and I was just racing around on the tracks, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is actually scary to do because I'm going so fast, and I could die so easily.
We sort of have that with like Redline, I think. I think that's going to be sort of like the...
Redline's a movie.
No,
You're thinking of Redout.
Redout. Yeah, sorry, my bad. My mistake. We sort of have that with that. Honestly, like when it comes to unannounced Switch games, I don't exactly know what I'd be expecting. Obviously, like we're probably gonna get a port of Smash. Like I fully believe we're gonna get one. That's Nintendo's cash cow.
No, please no.
I know how much you don't want that.
I don't want a port. I want a new game. I spent over $100 on Smash Brothers for Wii U and 3DS. I do not want a port of that game.
And that was
'Cause-
before the
happen.
DLC came out for both.
yes.
Now that your mid-Smash crisis is done, I'd like to see we saw Suda come out and like announce something No More Heroes related. I really want to see
No,
what that is.
basically,
Yeah.
Suda51's thing was, "Hi, I'm Suda51. I'm making a game. Bye." And just
Anyway,
slowly hear his translator lose his will to live.
He showed Travis Touchdown and how like that character's gonna be incorporated. So I'm guessing it's No More Heroes.
That could have been a
and
fan art off of DeviantArt or something.
Anyway.
No More Heroes Red Hot Rumble. How about
Anyway,
that?
we do have to wrap this up a bit
Yeah, okay.
soon, so I'm going to try and do this a little bit rapid fire. So yes or no, was the presentation effective?
Yes.
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 Okay. Is there anything that Nintendo left out that you think really, really needs to be addressed?
New Metroid Prime.
More specific specs.
Pretty much more specific specs. Yeah.
Yeah, I can kind of agree on that. So finally, bottom line, will this be a successful system for Nintendo? Or like, okay, let's rate this from Virtual Boy to Nintendo Wii. Virtual Boy being absolute failure and Wii being smash hit that gets a market that previously wasn't cornered.
Yeah.
I could see it doing better than the Wii U. I'd probably put it somewhere around the GameCube, like in terms of raw units.
Once they get over the fact that they're going to be remaking like games for the Switch and start doing actual new games for the Switch, I think it would be very successful.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty realistic about this. Wii U was kind of a failure in the end, and even Nintendo themselves
But
abandoned it.
Splatoon.
I know Splatoon had some great games.
But Tokyo
the problem
Mirage
is
Sessions.
Look, I was saying that ironically before. Okay, problem is like people are sort of weary with Nintendo after like the Wii U, and I'm not sure if they can recapture the console market that's basically been taken over by Xbox and PS4 and their long line of shooters and exclusives. So here's hoping Nintendo can pull out the side market, which is always what they've been trying to do. I'm really hoping they can pull it off. I'm invested in it.
Literally.
Yeah, literally. So I'm putting my money towards it. So I hope it becomes successful. I honestly love Nintendo, and I really want to see them keep going.
I think if they continue to support it and don't abandon it like they kind of did midway in the Wii U's thing, if they treat it more like the 3DS where they keep making games even though they got off to a rough start, rather than the Wii U where they're like, yeah, we're kind of just jumping ship. I think it could be as successful as the Wii, or even more successful. But that is it for Smack Talk. I've been Star.
I've been Madison.
I've been the other Jacob.
And I've also been Jacob.
And we'll see you next time.